Okay. Water is not hot enough yet. Okay, have to wait for a little bit more. And also probably wait for more people to join us, if there is. It's very exciting because all my exotic beans are here. I've just, I think the order that we have for Diviso, farm from Colombia has arrived. So I'll be roasting some of the Ombligon. Morning, Gwen. Morning, Gwen. Yeah, so it's pretty exciting when I smell the green bean. Oh, it is. The smell of the vinegar and the fermented smell is so strong, even though it's just a natural process coffee. Yeah, so it's going to be pretty exciting. Morning, morning, morning.
Oh, you do have oat milk. I can see you have oat milk.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Can I please get a flat white with oat milk, please?
Sure. Having here?
Ah, yes, have you? Can I actually... Yeah. Yeah, order two.
Piccolo with normal milk?
Yes.
So 2 drinks? Anything else for you?
Yeah, I'll have a flat white with oat milk.
Okay, so there are 2 of them. Ice latte, sure. Sure. So to repeat your order, there's 2 outlet, 1 piccolo, 1 ice latte, and 1 banana tangerine. Right? By payway?
Yes, please.
Sure. Do you need the receipt?
Yeah.
Okay, take a seat first.
Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome. Take a seat. Morning. Ice mocha. Okay. Last day?
Yeah, my last day.
Oh, moving somewhere else?
I'm doing events.
Oh, okay. Anyway, you can still come back, if you have the time.
Okay now.
Yeah, sure. Okay now. Just a minute, huh? Okay. Just wait for a short while, right? Just wait for a short while. Thank you. Start the foot flat.
Oh, thank you.
Can I grab some sugar?
Sure, sugar is over here. And help yourself with sugar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is one for you first. Yeah. Is that enough?
Yeah, that's all.
Sure. Morning. Piccolo. Flat white.
Yes.
Two. Cool. Thank you. Mocha, thank you. Enjoy? Yeah. Okay, so you can see the workflow of this is pretty slow, so it's not ideal. Good morning. Hi, morning. Having here?
My small hot chocolate.
Okay. Okay.
Zach, you have an iced lychee tea.
Ice lychee tea? Sure.
Thank you. And what, is there like chocolate in the middle of this or something?
Yes, it's piped with chocolates underneath.
You want
Yes.
that? Yeah, I'll get one of them.
Sure.
Oh.
Sure. Just a minute. So one iced latte, one hot chocolate, one pale chocolate, and one ham and cheese croissant.
And the lychee iced lychee.
Ah, yeah, the iced lychee tea. Yes, right.
Thank you. Sophia? And me?
You need the receipt? So take a seat first. Yep. Okay. Welcome.
Ooh.
Give me a glass of water.
Thank you. I'm sure.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Get the chocolate one. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. No. Let's try. Usually.
Already?
It's good?
He's happy.
Yep, that's most important.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Usually from my observation, espresso should come out 5 to 6 seconds after you press the button or you pull your lever. And that will usually give you the good shots. If you come out gushing immediately after you on the switch or switch on the lever, then usually the shots will not be too good. This is about perfect shots, 30 seconds, 42 grams. Now let's try the espresso. It's good. Oh, sweetness is popping
Yeah.
from the anaerobic. Thanks Gwen, thanks Morgan for joining. Morning. My plan sugar is not coming. Something went wrong. Oh no. Maybe you can let me know how much you pay for it. I see whether I can work out something for you. Espresso tastes good. Okay, now the kilo. Let's go really well milk too. Good coffee. Yeah, that's fine. Right, so I'm going to go in and roast the coffee from Colombia, Diviso. So let's do it. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to test roast the coffee bean from Colombia, which has just arrived yesterday. From Diviso. Basically, we have this new machine. This is a weighing machine, right, which help me weigh the coffee bean automatically, so I don't have to manually weigh every single bag. Right, this is very important for us. So now with this automation, we can speed up our packaging time, reduce our packaging time, right, to make it faster. So very smart machine, right? Maybe I just show you, right? This is what we try to. Okay, let me turn the camera around. Right, so this is how the machine looks like. It looks like those machines that you use for packing, Chinese powdered medicine or Chinese those traditional Chinese medicine shop, whereby they give you powder form. Right, you can program the dose, how much coffee you want to weigh. And the weighing machine is very sensitive. You can see that this weight is actually fluctuating because of my aircon here. The air is pretty strong. So let me adjust. Oh, this is reducing, so I should be increasing. Right, so let's increase to 100 gram. Usually there's about 1 to 2 grams of error. So usually for 100 gram, I'll dose at around 98.5, right? Yep, so that should be it. Now let's see whether it actually dosed properly. Right, so I'm gonna dose 300 grams of coffee. Right, so okay, let me show you the coffee that's just arrived yesterday. Right, okay, this is the new bags of coffee. 3 new bags of coffee, all from Colombia, and they are from okay, let me see. Can you see this? This is Diviso. Right, Diviso is a farm in Colombia, and this particular coffee is the Ombligon, right? Ombligon, which is a special, is a type of coffee beans with cherries that has a like a belly button at the end, right? So we also have the I think we got 2 bags of Ombligon, and the other one is a natural process. I think it's a hydro, it's a Sidra, right? So I'm going to test roll this Ombligon now, right, to see how it tastes. Should be very interesting. So what's going to happen now is I'm just going to get my container here, right? I mean the what do you call this? Right, I'm just going to shovel 1 scoop of the coffee. Right, it should be more than 300. It should be more than 500 gram, I think. Maybe 400 gramish. So I'm going to pour into this hopper. Right, and I'm going to roast about 300 gram. Right, so what's going to happen now is I'll switch on the machine and it will vibrate the system. Yep, some of the coffee is already out. Okay, let me empty first. Okay, let me see what it says here. Okay, I gotta get my spectacles, right? Can't read. It's too small. Okay, stop. No, I didn't want. I want you to start, right? And then it's already okay. So I'm doing a slow dispensing, right? There's a medium speed and there's fast speed dispensing. Now I want to. Okay, let me check the rate again. Yes, it's 98.5. That's correct. So now let's do it. Right. So by right, why is it beeping? Okay, I should press 加料, correct? Okay, now the beans are being dispensed from this gigantic hopper into a temporary holding area. And this is the amount of bean that comes out. It's about 103 grams. So the initial batches will have a little bit more error, right? And there's a sensor there. If I place, for example, my pitcher close to it, it will dispense coffee, right? And I want 300 grams, so I'm going to do it 3 times. It should automatically dispense, right? I shouldn't have to press this every time. Yeah, it works yesterday when I test it. Let me see. Discharge, correct? Right, let me see. For some reason, okay, I'm still not very familiar with this machine, so please bear with me. It was working very well yesterday. Okay, this is about 106 grams. want it at low speed. Start and stop. For some reason, it is not vibrating. That's interesting. Okay, let's power off this again. Okay, there should be a vibration. Okay, so now I have to set the weight. Increase. Okay, it actually memorized the weight from my last setting, so it's pretty good. I should stop. I should start it. Yeah, that should be how it works. You should add the beans inside, and the moment I touch here, the coffee bean comes out. Auto feeding. Right. Touch here. Yep, that's 300 grams of coffee. So I'm actually getting about 15 gram more, about 13 to 14 gram more, which means that this there's a margin of error about 5% on this machine. I will say that it's pretty good. Right, so these are the extra which I'm not going to roast. Right, it will load again. Right now, I will touch this again. Right. Okay, you can hear the vibration. That is actually to vibrate the hopper. Okay, now I want to empty the hopper. Just stop. Okay, I think it's not. The sensor. I forgot to deactivate the sensor. Right. Okay. Let me show you something. There's a bean that is jumping inside. It went down already. So you can see. Okay, maybe I show you again. Right. So I'm going to pour this bean inside here. Right. Okay, let me drop the bean first. You can see how it works there. You vibrate. And then drop the bean in. Right, you can see it's actually getting more and more accurate. And you can also count the number of bags of coffee that I've loaded. Okay, it's getting more and more accurate actually. Right, and you start to feed. Right, and you store temporarily in the area. Right, you can see I'm getting a little bit lesser. Okay, it's pretty okay. It's pretty accurate. Right, loading again. Right, for some reason the second one is always slightly lesser. This is the slowest speed, right? So I can set it to go faster if I want to. Okay, it's not hitting the 100 gram target, right? So that means they will not be dispensing the coffee bean, right? So basically, it's a new machine that's just arrived. Okay, so I will just empty this batch. Okay, there's a few more beans that is coming down. I can see the conveyor the chute that's actually vibrating and causing the beans to come down. I'm not too sure whether this will work with a coffee fine powder, right? It's something that I would like to test later on. Oh, I can see that the beans are actually moving. All right. Okay, so stop. Okay, dispense. Okay, so basically that's the interesting part about this machine, right? So when I roast bigger batches, it will come really handy. So right now, right, I'm going to move this machine to a side and bring out my roaster. Right, let's push this in. I'm running out of space here. Okay, I tell you what, I'm just going to roast at this position here. Right, so you can see my roasters is inside near the power plug. Okay, let's switch it on. Okay, maybe I should set up my camera over there. Right, just to show you, this is what we do for sampling roasting. Right, let me flip the camera around. Right, so basically it's a little bit messy here. Right, let me get my laptop. Excuse me. Okay, I should bring here. It's easier for you to see. Right. Okay. Perfect. Okay, let me power up my laptop. Okay, basically this machine uses Artisan, right, which is open, they call it open, which means you are free to download and use. Open source, I think that's what they call. And this particular roaster is the Kaleido M2 Pro Plus, which has a maximum capacity of about 400 grams. Right, this machine is from generation 1, right? So because we are the dealers for this machine, so we have been upgrading this machine consistently when the new software comes out. So right now this is equipped with one of the latest software. So right now what I'm actually doing is actually linking my laptop via Bluetooth to the roaster so that they can communicate. Right, I think you can see my laptop from here. Yes. All right, so first of all, you got to set the port that your laptop is communicating with the roaster. And to do that, you can check your Bluetooth setting, right? So on by right, if it's successfully connected, we should be able to detect the machine temperature, which is the exhaust temperature and the bean temperature. Right, so right now nothing has been shown, which means to say it's not properly connected yet. So when this happens, right, I will need to check the Bluetooth setting again. So let's go into the Bluetooth setting. Right, more Bluetooth setting, and go to the COM port. Right, check the COM port. My outgoing COM port for my Kaleido M2 is COM6, which is correct. Excuse me. So let's try to see port. This port 6 on. Okay, for some reason it is not connecting, so the only way we can do this is to power off the roaster and then start it again. Sometimes it happens. Another way we can check whether there's some issue with the setting is again go into the Bluetooth setting. You hear the beeping means the machine is actually starting. Okay, it's not recognizing the Bluetooth, so let me go and check. Okay, let's off this first. It seldom happens, but it happens once in a while. Okay, so now I got to check my Bluetooth connection. You can see that my Kaleido is not connected. Okay, let's remove the device and then add device again. Bluetooth. You can see this Kaleido is connecting, right? Okay, now it's connected. Right, now we go back to Artisan. Right, and we should be able to connect. Okay, I forgot. If I reconnect my Bluetooth, I have to check which port is the Bluetooth using now for communication. Okay, it is still using COM6 for outgoing communication, so that's still correct. My port is 6. Switch on. Okay, so now you can see that the temperature reading is there, which means now we are Bluetooth connected. I always switch on the drum, and because I'm test roasting this and I'm going to do a lighter roast, so I will be starting to warm up the machine to about 170 degrees, right? And I'll click PID on, which means that the machine will steady the temperature at 170 degrees for me, right? No matter how long it takes. So while waiting, if you have any questions for me, right, you can let me know, right? So right now, you can see the roaster is heating inside. Right, I try to do different things every day, right? Sometimes I do roasting, sometimes I do cafe operations. Yeah. Good gift. Maybe you can let me know how to pronounce your name properly from I believe Sugiarto is from Indonesia, right? So let me know whether I pronounce your name correctly later on, right? If not, please help me correct it. Okay, so we just have to wait for the temperature to go up. And there's this tiny little holding area whereby you can pour the beans in and store it temporarily there. Right, you look at the beans from Colombia. This is how the natural processed bean looks like. Smells amazing. Right, you can see the color, which is usually slightly, I would say brown, yellow, right, green. It's all mixed together. Right. This is the natural processed coffee, right, from Colombia, El Diviso. Right, I like these beans a lot. Been trying to get it. Finally, it has arrived in our cafe. So it'll be quite interesting to do the roasting and the carving later. Hi Morgan, how are you? Yeah, it's a fantastic roaster. This is small and mighty. I get very good coffee from this roaster. Very consistent coffee. The roast level, roast conditions are all perfect. Okay, so now we are looking at about 70 degrees. We are aiming at 170. So just wait for a little longer. Yep, it's good. Yep. So basically now I'm just waiting for the temperature to go up to the desired set temperature. And then maybe I'll just walk you through how we do coffee roasting, my personal method, right? So if you have an electric roaster, right, it may suit you, right? Hi Wes. Oh, by the way, your coffee, I pulled it out from the post office and I placed it with my friend who has already posted. She's a Singaporean that stays in US. So she will be posting the beans for me in US itself. So you should receive around 25, 26. Oh yeah, nice. Yes. Nice, yes. Oh great, she messaged you, yeah. So she's very kind and she wanted to help me because she's returning back to US. So I thought she actually offered the help, to post it for me. So it's really good friends all around the world. No problem. So I've sent 2 batch of coffee for you, each about 200 grams. Our Yunnan red wine and Yunnan anaerobic. So give it a try and let me know what you think about it. So the temperature is climbing slowly but steadily. Now we are about 110 degrees Celsius. By the time you reach 170, right, the machine will beep to let you know that the temperature has reached the targeted one. And then what's going to happen is it's going to steady the temperature, right? So it will go up and down slightly. But every time the temperature drop below the desired temperature, it will try to heat up. Then the moment you pass 170, you will switch off the power and it will let it drop. So this process is repeated until it is very steady. So that's what the PIE does, which is to maintain a very steady temperature, the desired one. So right now we are already at 125, so should be pretty soon. So you can see the entire process of we call this a sample roasting. Usually I prefer a sample size of 300 grams, so it's enough for me to test more batches of coffee, right? Of course, doesn't matter whether it's expensive or cheap coffee. You are referring to espresso extraction technique. Not many interesting things that I'm trying. I'm still testing the blind shaker. I think blind shaker is definitely the way to go. So I think pour over, I don't see much difference though, right? In fact, for pour over, I prefer direct dose. Yeah, I did try once, but it's not enough to claim that which one is better. But then at the moment, I like direct dose into the dosing cup and then pour into the filter paper, right? In that day when I do the test, it seems to taste sweeter, right? And because the fines are probably settled at the bottom, right? So I think it does have mellow dripper. I think I've heard of it, yeah, but there's just too many of those out there. For me, I prefer something that doesn't really. It should be something that doesn't, you know, been using one for years. Okay, maybe I should get one since you recommend it. Mellow dripper. Okay, I'm going to do a search later on to see where I can buy it. I've been using the Deep 27. I enjoy a lot. I can drink like 10 grams of coffee, 10 grams of coffee bean, and really good. Okay, the temperature has reached 160, so I think we should be arriving the temperature soon. Recently, I'm doing more of a roasting of different coffee that's arriving, so not so much into espresso extraction technique, but more into roasting new different kind of coffee. Recently, we have the Panama Geisha from Ismarada, right? We have the Ethiopian Fuji Uraga. Less agitation. Okay, that's interesting. Right. And just arrived is our El Diviso, right? Ombligon, natural. And I should have another natural or anaerobic processed Sidra from the same farm. Okay, you should be hearing the beep pretty soon, right? The moment it reaches 170 degrees. Okay, now we are at 168. Yep. It has arrived 170. So it's telling me, oh, the temperature is reached. Please check it. So I'm going to show you how the PID actually works. Right, so now you can see the heating power is 0 because it is still above 170. But the moment it drops below 170 degrees, right, you can see the heating power is 100% again, trying to heat the targeted temperature. So this is what the PID does, and you will continue to beep as long as your beans is not dropped. Right, so you can see again 100 degrees Celsius, 100% heat, trying to bring up this temperature to 170. The stick one for years, and now I use this. Okay, so now I'm going to drop the beans in once it hits the temperature again. Right, so before that, I will check them out. Mellow dripper. Right, so now I'm going to switch off the PID because I do not want the temperature to be steady at 170 forever. So I'm going to switch off the PID. Right, and I'm going to drag this temperature to go up. That's the maximum temperature I will be roasting. Right, so you can see the SB, which is the targeted temperature, is a change. Now I start. I have to charge the beans. Right, so let's charge it. Right, so now the beans are inside. I will be gradually increasing the heat. So you should be seeing the glow inside the roaster. For some reason, it is not focusing very well. I think it's focusing on the wrong thing. It's focusing on this handle. Okay. Right, it should reach turning point pretty soon. Right, the turning point should be around 70 plus to 80 degrees Celsius. Artisan is really smart in charting all the various points. Right, I'll just bring it over to Artisan. Right, you can see how the Artisan charts all the important information. It automatically charged the turning point. which happens at 1 minute 17 seconds at 79.6 degrees Celsius. Right, so the initial stage where we bring the temperature up before the dry end is not really significant. So at this stage, we are just trying to get as much heat into the bean as possible in a smaller span of time. Right, you will see multiple lines here. Right, basically the red color on top is the exhaust temperature. This one we don't really care much. Right, this is the most important, which is the bean temperature. Right, the red color line that goes up and horizontal is the heating power. Right, and the blue color line that goes up and down is basically the ROR, which is the rate of rise, or in this case they call it the change in bean temperature. Right, so it should be hovering, it should be going up, right, because we are increasing the heat. Right, so usually for the initial stage, before we reach the dry end, right, we will push the heating to be 100%. That's my preference. And I will start to monitor once it hit the dry end. Basically, dry end is the temperature at which the coffee beans start to turn from green to yellowish or brown, light brown color. Right, that's when the mailer process will start to happen, and that's the most important stage after the dry end. So that is the stage whereby you will control all the flavor. Right, you will get all the flavor out from the coffee bean itself. It's rising steadily. Our change of temperature is about 14 degrees Celsius per minute. It will depend, but I seldom go to second crack. I usually roast, at the darkest I roast, it should be around the medium roast. If you talk about the color of the beans, it should be around 50 plus to 60 plus. That's the darkest I go. The AG color is the higher the number, the lighter the roast. Usually for specialty single origin beans, we tend to roast it light. So the color of the beans is usually around 80 plus to 90 plus. So that is light roast. Usually the drop temperature of the beans is before 190 degrees Celsius. But really depends on the beans. Some of the beans actually has the flavor, you will develop the flavor more if you roast it slightly darker, right? When I say darker, not to the dark side, right? It's slightly closer to the medium. For example, our Yunnan red wine beans, the best temperature for it is around 192 to 194, right? If I do it before 190, right, the roast will be a little bit underdeveloped and you don't see the full potential of the beans being roasted. And the flavor is just not the best. Right, but that's when we do sample roasting. We need to figure out where is the sweet spot, and then from there we will use our larger roaster to replicate it. Okay, the ROR is very steady. Right, right now it's about 10 degrees per minute. Right, and they actually give you an estimate of when all the things will be happening. Right, there's a lot of information here. It tells you the percentage dry, what's the time since turning point, and things like that. So now we are reaching about 139 degrees Celsius. Let me see whether I can extend this slightly taller, right? Give you a better view. The smell in the roasting room is amazing. I can smell the bread, very sweet kind of bread smell, right? And just to let you see the beans development, right? Right, you can see it's starting to turn yellow. Right, the beans is already pretty dark in color before roasting, so it is a little bit difficult to see. What do I use to sample roast? Basically, this is the Kaleido M2 Sniper. Yeah, so okay, it's hitting dry end. Yep, you can see it's automatically charting the dry end. So the dry end has reached. So this is the time when I'll slow down the roast a little bit. I'll start to reduce the heating power and then increase the air bend, right? Because I'll try to drag this longer to give me a much sweeter coffee. So I'll have to monitor the bean temperature, the change in bean temperature, which is what we call the RR. I want to keep it lower so that I can drag this developmental phase slightly longer. Right, it's pretty okay now. Right, it's going up slightly. Right. Okay, 9.4, 9.2. Okay, it's pretty good now. Would you like to see the beans again? Lorraines are really expensive. Definitely we can't afford Lorraine now. Okay, there's a short one from the previous batch, I guess. It's an air roaster using gas to heat up, using I think natural gas to heat up the air, right? It will produce a certain kind of coffee, which is very clean. My roaster here is actually a combination of drum and air roaster. So it has conduction, thermal conductions. At the same time, it also has air. So it is a little bit different, right? And it uses infrared, not traditional using gas. Right, I like this change in bean temperature, so I hold it steady. Right, to first crack, you can see here, we are about 2.5 minutes away from first crack. Later on, you'll hear the popping, cracking sound of the beans, which is pretty distinct. Personally, I'm not used to Lorraine. I know a local roaster who uses Lorraine. Wow, the smell is amazing. Okay, let's check the color of the beans. Okay, we are reaching about 170. It's very good timing. It's about 9 minutes 40 seconds. My whole roasting process should be under 11 minutes. 8 degrees Celsius per minute increase is perfect, right? Okay, now it's reducing slightly. Okay, it's hovering a little bit, it's fine. Okay, there's some false cracking. San Francisco roaster. I'm not familiar with them. You are in the area, maybe you can find out for us. Would be pretty interesting. I'm reducing the, okay, I can hear the cracking. Let's check the color. If I have a Lorraine, I'll put it up in front of my shop too. Okay, it's definitely cracking now. Right, it's about 185 degrees Celsius, which is correct. You see, Artisan predicted it accurately. So from now, I have to control it really well, right? So I will be dropping the beans pretty soon. So I'm just going to share with you the beans dropping. Let me check the color first. Okay, my tripod is a little bit small. Okay, 188. Okay, I think that should be okay. Okay, I have to cool down this as quickly as possible. So usually I'll use an external fan. And you'll see in a minute. Okay, let me bring this over. So this is the external fan we use for cooling down. There's a black one. It's probably from the previous batch. This is no good. Slightly lighter than the rest. Yes, I think in the camera it picks up the color more distinct than the actual color that we see. Yeah, when you roast it lighter, there's always a chance of having a slightly uneven color, but that usually happens when you do natural processed beans. Wash process will give you a much more uniform color, much more uniform color. But really, in front of my eyes, they are pretty even, I would say. So these are the Ombligon from Finca Diviso from Colombia. Okay, yes, cooled down already, pretty fast. So I'm going to try this coffee. I'm going to cup it. I think I'll just make a small batch of filtered coffee of it. Okay, so I should do that. Okay, I'll be throwing away these beans. Okay, let's see whether this profile is good. Okay, let me get my dripper. Yeah, only my kettle here. I'll be setting the temperature to be at 95 because this is a light roast. I dropped the beans, I think, at around, let me check, 189 degrees Celsius. Right, so I will be saving this profile so that I can replicate this later on. Off, reset, save. This is the Ombligon, 300 gram, 189, I would say 190 Diviso. Save. And then I'll off it. Switch off my roaster. Just push it down. Right, let's get ready the filter coffee sets. I love this. I use it every day, almost. Hi Rennie. Yes, the Colombian beans are usually larger. For filter coffee, I can do immediately. But for espresso, normally I need to rest. But for me, I don't really care. I just try. And if I get a very good taste from day one, immediately after roast, I will know that if I let it rest, the flavor is going to get better. Right, so usually that's a benchmark for me. Yeah, I love this dripper. First, it does not matter your pouring technique. Number one, right? Number two, it's a fast dripper, which means it will give you a very clean coffee with lesser body. That's ideal for me to taste the initial tasting notes, so that the body doesn't confuse me, right? And it is a small dripper, which means it allows me to do 10 grams of coffee, and it will not affect the extraction. Right, so I love this dripper. It's my favorite so far. Right, and I'll be using the Comandante. Okay, let's do 10 gram, right? Right, you can see the beans are really big. Yeah, you have to try one, you know. Okay, 10 gram. So let's do it. Okay, I need a little bit finer. It's about, let me see. Okay, 40 clicks on the Comandante. Right, this is the older version, the MK2, I believe. Mark 2 or something. Yeah. So you can see there's a gap here, which sometimes will trap the beans. But for Colombian beans, you don't have to worry, because they are big. Wow, the smell. Okay, seems to be okay now. Whoa! I can smell spices. Wow, it's very complex, the smell. Whoa. Oh, very sweet coffee. I think I grind a little bit too coarse, but never mind. Let's try. I think 30 grind size of 30 should be perfect. Let's heat up the dripper. Yeah, it's a little bit too coarse. It's a plastic dripper. Yeah, it's made by Carfac. The name of this dripper is called Deep 27. So you can see, I do not care about my pouring technique, I'll just pour. And I'm doing 1:16 ratio. So I'll be going up to 160 ml of water and just let it drain out. So you can see it drain really fast. Okay, let's test this. It's definitely very tea-like. See the color? It's very tea-like, right? Amber. Oh, the smell is very different from the one that I had. The anaerobic processed coffee, also from Diviso. Oh. Oh my God. Was. If you're in Singapore, please come down and try the Ombligon. Let me see what is too much. Let me see. Carfac. This dripper is not expensive. I think it's pretty cheap. This coffee is Ombligon from Finca Diviso. It's a natural process Ombligon by the brothers Nestor Lasso. It's really sweet. I pull it fast. I allow the dripper to be fast so that I can pull out all the sweetness. I can drink this whole day, man. Yep, in Maori ware flower dripper, that's correct. I don't know whether you can see. I think it's written here. Now let me see whether you can pick up. Okay, camera probably doesn't pick up very well. Yeah, it's transparent. It's called a flower dripper. Yeah, and the name here. Can you see? Not too sure whether you can see that. It's Deep 27, right? Oh, I think it's opposite way. Yeah, I think that this is better. Flower dripper. Made in Japan. By Carfac. And it's called Deep 27. I love this dripper. Right? But you need to buy the special filter paper. You know, that's what they do. They create a problem and find a solution for you. This is totally different from the anaerobic process Nestle Lasso that we have. The one we have is one of the best seller. This one has a smell of spices, very sweet smelling. Oh my god, the taste is, it doesn't taste like coffee, it tastes like juice. Wow, okay, I think I got the right coffee. So if you're in Singapore, do come down and try, right? So I think I've exceeded my stream time. Usually I do within 1 hour, but today I overshot to about 1 hour, 1.5 hours. So thank you, 10 of you, for joining me right today. And a shout out to all my friends, right? Wes, Samuel, let me see, Gwen is always there, right? I hope you can get your blind shaker soon, or I'm not too sure whether how you're going to order another one, right? Yeah, so thank you for joining. I will see you another day, right? Right, thank you. I will see you soon.